There was a very tragic shooting last week in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, to be specific. Dylann Roof, a self-proclaimed racist 21-year-old, went into a historically black church and shot and killed 9 innocent individuals during a Bible study session. Now, he also wrote a manifesto, and it was on a website called The Last Rhodesian, and he has all these pictures of himself online that have gone viral. People have been sharing the pictures to kind of get a sense of who he is as a person. And unfortunately, in a few of the pictures, he's wearing a Gold's Gym tank top. And that has upset a lot of people, even though Gold's Gym has absolutely nothing to do with this case and did not encourage him to wear a shirt and has nothing to do with his manifesto or his racist, violent acts. Now, let me give you some examples of what people are saying on Twitter. One tweet by LW says, Gold's Gym must be proud. The worst free advertising ever. He's not even buff. Hashtag poser. Hashtag Charleston shooting. Well, a Gold's Gym staffer has been busy responding to all of these tweets that they're getting on social media. And let me give you an example of some of the exchanges that you could find. Derica says, Gold's Gym, an image in media of Dylann Roof wearing a Gold's Gym shirt, holding a Confederate flag is offensive to its paying members. Okay, again, Gold's Gym has nothing to do with this. They didn't encourage him to wear the shirt, but nonetheless, they responded back and said, we are unsettled about the situation as you are. Unfortunately, all we can do is ask that those images not be shared. And then Derica was not pleased with that answer. It seems like you should be able to have more control over how your brand is used by the media.
Okay.
I feel like there are so many serious issues related to this story that we should discuss, right? Just the deep-seated racism that we have in this country, what we could do to actually solve it, the fact that people deny that he's a racist to begin with. I mean, that's the real problem. But we're focusing on a Gold's Gym shirt. How ridiculous is our society, and how do we move forward to finding solutions to serious social issues that we have when we're focused on ridiculous elements like this? Erica, what do you think? Make your point.
I mean, as if we needed any more of a reminder that, like, humanity is in a really sucky place right now. Like, you have racism, you have killing, and then you just have stupidity. I mean, I think this is a story that's just a matter of trolls. Like, this is just people who either are reacting irrationally and kind of don't know where to, like, place their anger, and so they're looking for someplace, or they're just dumb. Yeah. It's one or the other. But I think you said it right and said it best. It's a distraction, and we need to be talking about way more important things.
Andy, make your point.
You couldn't have said it any better. I think that unfortunately it is distracting from the issue at hand, which is that there's this horrible tragedy that occurred, and we should examine what what the factors were that led up to it. Not so much of the externalization of like what an asshole is wearing in an image. And yes, I mean, you have to really to honestly believe that Gold's Gym is somehow either implicit in this act or condones it or has anything to do with it. You would have to either be totally moronic or a troll. Or both.
It's the equivalent of him in a picture holding a Starbucks coffee cup, and then someone will be like, oh my God, Starbucks, what do you have to say about this? Every single person in the United States has had coffee from Starbucks at some point. Right. That doesn't mean that Starbucks condones any of the actions that all of these people have committed in the past.
No, I mean, it's insane. And to say like, oh, well, you need to have more control over what the media does with your brand is just a complete ignorance. I mean, it's just someone who might as well be tweeting, I'm a moron.
Exactly. All right, well, here's the personal question for the story. When was the last time you were irrationally angry with someone? Erica?
Thinking about this, let's say that all the people who were responding to this story were not complete idiots, although I think the majority of them are, but then some, like I said, may have been actually angry, legitimately angry about what was happening, and then acting irrationally. That actually is pretty much what I do a lot. Like, I'll be angry about something that is very logical, very rational. But my behavior, maybe not so much. So I'm the person who, like, when I find something that really pisses me off, I kind of turn on psycho mode and go a little too far, a little too much, a little too extra.
I want to see you in psycho mode.
I know.
Oh, everybody else
has.
You're
so nice.
Stay tuned.
You're so wonderfully nice.
At least the reason for you being upset is justified, right? I mean, I have some stories of me acting a fool over things that were not rational, and I'll tell you in just a second. But Andy, I want to hear from you first.
No, I've never acted irrationally in my entire life. I will say that working in news, and especially being in a newsroom, you were sort of taught that being hot-headed and irrational kind of helps. And I think you are able to justify that kind of behavior, not necessarily because you're an asshole or like anybody's like actually offended by it, but because it's like, you got a show to do at 6 p.m. If you don't get to tape it, then like you're fired. So I think that kind of energy, you know, maybe is bad when you leave the newsroom, but I sort of like it.
We'll do it live, like that.
Exactly,
kind of
we'll do it
yeah,
live.
Yeah.
I think that there have been so many times, like in my professional world, where I wanted to be angry about something, but you have to keep it professional, so you just kind of hold it in. And then you let it out in the weirdest way. So my example, I'm gonna be very specific. Last time I got into a fight with my boyfriend was when he went to class, and then usually he gets home like really late, either 11:30, midnight. I'm already asleep, I'm gone. And he'll wake me up to hug me and say, hey, I'm home, I missed you, whatever, and then we'll go to sleep, right? One time he didn't do that, and then I woke up and realized he was like in the living room reading, and I was like, how dare he not come say hello to me and tell me that he's, I mean, ridiculous. And then that led to a huge fight, which was so unnecessary and so irrational. But at least I'm self-aware enough to admit it, right?
Awesome.
That's the key.
That's the key. All right, guys, well, tell us what you think. When was the last time you were irrationally upset or angry with someone? And also, do you feel upset about the fact that Dylann Roof is wearing a Gold's Gym tank top? Maybe there's a perspective that we haven't considered. So comment in the section below, tell us what you guys think, and we'll see you soon.